This is Justin AMZN on Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Taking a look at the 5 minute, and we had a really nice continuation gap up, put in a really nice stair step, incredible stair step right in between two of our pivots, right here, and then right at the open, put in a high wave candle, and that was it. That was the first trade. You could have just gotten in as it moved through above the high of that opening candle, the high wave candle, and either really been buying off of the low here, or getting in as it's moving past and just scalping it out. Probably for an R, or maybe a little bit more after it moved past 2025.57. It only pushed up a little bit further. The next line up here is around 2050.50. No, it's exactly 2050.50. And it just didn't have the strength to keep going up there today. I thought after it pulled back like this that it would muster some strength to keep going. Even this, all this had to do was break bullish, and it should have continued up that way, but obviously it did not. This stair step here broke down. This was a nice play bearish back down into the 2013 price. Didn't quite get back down to the 2005 price. But what's really nice here is the low here closed the gap from yesterday. So it totally retested. Imagine that. It's a bullish retest gap, and it actually retested. So it totally retested, closed the gap, and then continued on up. So, this formed a really nice Morningstar reversal. You could have been buying off of a retest into the 2005 price. Even if you had waited to get in once it's up here again, it went sideways up here for a little bit, and then it just continued on up to the 2025.57. So you had a couple opportunities to get in here, and get out here. And, not looking, not hoping that it was going to continue to break out from this and take out the high from the day and just keep on running. It just was somewhat extended from the move yesterday, and then you did get a continuation of this today. So some opportunities to play it bullish, really all through this, and then after it does not break out here, you actually had some opportunities to go bearish over in here, and really just to kind of play it down a little bit this way. So we'll look at a couple things real quick. Looking first at the 2050 calls. Right out the gate, this was really a wide range. The only way to really be playing this, the 2050 strike, would be to be buying at the low, buying around like 6 or 650 as it pulls back here. And then that would have doubled on that quick move. Doubled with the option. Obviously, it did not double with the stock move. Didn't quite get the same movement. If I can go back to the 5-minute stock, hang on a sec here. There we go. So you probably got maybe 1.5 to 1, but in this case, you could have really been getting in at 650 here. It would have been very aggressive. Probably would have wanted to have the strike be a little further out, but we're only working with strikes every 10 points right now for whatever reason. But yeah, so our options, we still have options every 10 strikes. It's just nothing in between. So, and you got a limited amount of time to really respond to something like this. You had much more time over here and over here, where it came down, made that Morningstar reversal, and then really just kind of popped up a little bit, but held this low through here and mostly went sideways. So getting in here 5x4 was a really nice trade, and that moved up back up into the highs here around 8, pushed up a little bit further. But if you didn't get out at 9 here, or didn't fill, you could have been still getting out at 8 here, and it's like, this doesn't really look like it's doing anything. And then you got kind of some higher lows and relative highs, and then it breaks down. So at this point, once it's breaking down, it's like, okay, well, let's not continue to look at the calls. Let's look over at the puts. What are the puts doing? Well, the puts were putting in this kind of S curve here. And so, back down at 2000 strike for the puts, It kind of held around $8, started to move up into 9. Probably my guess is, maybe we've been getting out of the bullish position over here and may have missed getting in at 9. That's okay because it actually hung out at 10 for quite a bit here. Put in some lows at 10, almost came down to it again over here. But getting into this 10 by 9, already when it's below the 2025.57 price and didn't retest close enough back to it, it just really is showing that it's holding this level around 10. Really could have gotten in there and then flipped it out at the previous pivot. So going from like 10 by 9 up to 13 would have been a nice trade there. And that's going right back down into the 2013 price. So pretty easy moves, going both bullish and bearish. You definitely had some opportunities to go play it on a retest. The other place would have been to be playing this bearish. Really the only signal with this one is that it had a bearish engulfing candle and it just went so far so fast. So if you were looking to play that bearish, you would not have been able to do it with the 2000 strike. The range was too wide here. So you would have had to go out a little further, probably, let's see, we have 1975. Oh, let's come on. Okay, volume's low. I don't like that. It's really low. Buying around 5, maybe 550, 6, and then it jumps. So obviously there's not that many people buying this. But that would have been, getting in on that reversal. I don't know that I would have been calling that reversal up here, but it did do a pretty quick stair step and then pull back very quickly here. You may have had an opportunity to fade this here from this stair step down, looking for a little bit more of a pullback, closing the gap. That would have been, let's see, probably getting in maybe 8 or 7. The ranges on these are still a little bit wide, so I would maybe have been even looking at a little further. At 1950, what did the 1950 do? A little better volume. The ranges are, you get some lower wicks in here that I'm not sure if they're real or not. Didn't have as big a move, so maybe just scalping an R here or there, that could have worked. But anyway, we'll keep an eye out to see if we get a little more of an S curve back down, a little more of a pullback. A really nice high wave candle. We're kind of getting into the zone where it's like, this feels like we shouldn't be back up here yet. I think we do have a little further we can go up. I need to draw some more of these lines back in because I have them. I have more lines on the 5-minute here, but they're not showing up in the daily. I just had to copy a couple more from the daily onto the 5-minute. I'm not sure why they're not in both. So I had it on this one, so they're not translating. So hopefully your charts are working. You can see these same lines in both places, and that kind of gives us some pivots to aim for. Today we had kind of a closer cluster of pivots that really we just sat in between today. Poked below here, poked above here, but beyond that, most of the day was between the 2005 and the 2025 price. So anyway, hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.